What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today we're on the main account, guys. We are back on the Kraken main account. I know you guys have been seeing a little bit more free-to-play content from me lately since I'm in the free-to-play challenge, Hell Hades free-to-play challenge. But you know your boy Drock has got to get a little bit of that Kraken content that you know and love. And so I figured, you know what? Why not do a little showcase on Fatalis Blademaster, the recent Void champion. They just had a 10x for him. And oh, by the way, I pulled him. I pulled him on a 10x. I wasn't really meaning to. I just decided to yeet 10 shards. And there he was. He popped right up. And I was like, okay, you know, I don't have access to the test server, so I guess this means we're doing a Fatalis Blademaster showcase. And boy, do I hope he's good, right? Because on paper, he seems incredible. I mean, when I read this guy's skill kit, oh my God, guys, I can't pretend like I wasn't jazzed. I was like, yes, this is what we need. Another champion that goes through Stone Skin, that most importantly does not have affinity weaknesses similar to Georgid. Thank you, God. He's HP based, which means he should stay alive a long time. I mean, his kit just looked incredible. I was like, oh my God, this has got to be so good. But then I started seeing other content creators who had access to the test server do videos on him, and it seemed a little underwhelming. And I was like, oh no, is he going to be bad? Is he bad? Is he a bad champion? Well, spoiler alert, guys. Yeah, he's bad. He's very bad. And we're going to get into why in a second. Maybe not very, very bad, but extremely underwhelming relative to what he should be able to do and what he is built to do, in my opinion. And I'll break that down throughout the video. But first and foremost, let's take a look at the skills, because again, on paper, sound incredible. The A1 attacks one enemy, ignores 15% of the target's defense if this attack is critical. Also has a 20% chance of granting an extra turn. I mean, this is a solid A1, right? This isn't bad at all. You get a little bit of ignore defense. You got a chance to grant an extra turn. I mean, is this Georgid's A1? No, but Georgid also has one of the absolute best A1s in the entire game. So, you know, who can really argue with that? Again, I think a really solid A1, not bad. Like, okay, we're starting off okay. Let's go to the A2. Here's the big boy thing that I was super excited for. Attacks one enemy, will ignore strengthen, stone skin, increase defense, and ally protection. Also ignores 15% of the target's defense if this attack is critical, and decreases the target's attack by 10%, stacking up to 30%. When I saw this skill, oh baby, did I get excited, because the first two things that came to my mind were sayonara, Georgid, if you are picked in live arena and you got stone skin on them, like a lot of people have been building them, ain't gonna work anymore, baby. And you know what else I thought? I thought, get ready, lizard, because now I got some form of a counter against you. Those were the first two things I thought. And that's sort of true, sort of, and we'll get to why in a second. But on paper, incredible skill, exactly what we want. It's hard not to get excited when you see this stuff. Look at the A3, strong wide slash, attacks all enemies, so we get an AoE, ignores 15% of the target's defense as his attack is critical. He's noticing a theme here, guys. Decreases the target's defense by 5%, stacking up to 30%. So again, they've given another aspect so you can decrease their attack and you can decrease their defense, and they can't counter that no matter what, up to 30%. Both really good. Again, on paper, like, this is incredible. Like, this champion sounds nuts. Then we've got a secret skill, True Charge Slash. Attacks one enemy, will ignores 50% of the target's defense, fills this champion's turn meter by 50% if the attack is critical. Damage inflicted by the skill cannot be decreased by enemy passive skills or masteries except by the passive skills of bosses. Damage can't be increased by passives, and it's a secret skill. When I saw this, the first thing that came to mind was, baby, this is a Taurus counter, because you can't decrease the damage by enemy passives. And guess what? Taurus's passive is part of what makes him so freaking impossible to kill. Oh my God. And it ignores 50% of the target's defense, like Sun Wukong. Baby, sign me up. Sign me up. So I mean, like, oh, I'm going nuts here, guys. And we haven't even gotten to his passive yet. Fatalis Legend places a shield buff on this champion equal to 25% of their max HP for 2 turns. At the end of their turn, this champion cannot receive critical hits while under a shield buff placed by this champion. I mean, oh my God, what a cool passive, right? And he's HP based, so you would think it would make him able to stay alive for forever. And in some cases, it certainly helps out a ton. But here's the problem, guys. For as incredible as his kit seems to be, the dude does no damage. He does no freaking damage. And we're going to get into that. And we're going to test it later because I have built him in absolute god tier gear, as you'll see right here. I have put on some of my best stuff on him. We've got crit damage, HP percentage, crit rate, speed, HP, crit rate, speed, HP, triple crit rate, speed. We're in Savage. We're in Kill Stroke, which is additional crit damage and speed. And we also have everything ascended. It's all ascended HP or speed. I mean, look at this. Quad rolls. I didn't hold back. I wanted to see this guy at his absolute apex and understand where it's all going wrong. Because I can't pretend. I can't pretend, guys. I want this champion to be great. And he is just all right. He's just decent. And it's devastating. So look at this gear. I mean, this is top tier. This is fantastic gear. Triple rolls all across the board. Crit damage ascensions, HP ascensions. I mean, this is the only thing you could say, hey, Drock, why don't you have like a triple roll on the ring? Well, you know, nobody's perfect, but we've got really good gear on him. Look at the stats. Look at the freaking stats. 113k HP, 335% crit damage for 0, by the way, 0 awakening on him. So he's still a baseline non-awakened, like he's +1, which helps a bit, but he's not awakened at all. So think about how much more HP and crit damage you could get with Ward of the Fallen. So he's built not to screw around. So let's take him in and let's test and let's see why I'm so down on this guy after having used him quite a bit in Arena, not live, but specifically Classic Arena to get a feel for his damage. Oh, and by the way, his masteries, I didn't even bother finishing them, but, you know, pretty standard stuff here. Nothing too crazy other than the fact that, you know, because he's HP based, you don't necessarily have to go with bring it down, increases damage by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP. But the reason why I selected this is because I thought about how everybody has tanky Duchesses now, or tanky UDKs, or tanky whatever, especially with the, you know, Ascension re-rolling type stuff. So I was like, you know what? He might not have the highest max HP. And also, if he's facing Taurus, there's a chance that somebody has built their Taurus with more HP than me. So I did leave this on him here in order to get that increased damage, just in case he's feeling a real tank beast. And then honestly, I'd probably go with the counterattack retribution here. I just didn't have a chance to fill it out with the masteries. And, you know, I don't want to spend the gems since I'm already so close to having it done. But let's take him into Arena. Let's see what he could do, or not Arena. Let's do a little test first. And I'll test him against, like, to give you an idea, we'll go to our Georgid and we'll get an idea of what a Georgid does first and then what he does. Now, the tough thing, obviously, is that you can't boost his damage like you might with Georgid, right? You know what I mean? Through increased attack. You can't do that with this champion. He doesn't have that ability since he's HP based. So, you know, we'll do a test with Georgid. Let's get Lydia in here. We'll do a test with Georgid and we'll do a test with him, both with and without increasing the buffs on Georgid, just to give you a better idea. Oh, also, one thing I want to point out about his passive, and I did some testing around this, and it's very important, so I hope you've watched throughout this entire thing, is that he can, if you look at his passive, the way it's worded, he only gets the ability to avoid crits if he's placing the shield himself. Well, you can build him in Divine Life or Divine Speed or any type of gear set that gives him a self shield at the start of the battle, and he will not get crit if that happens. Something to keep in mind. Now, also keep in mind it's only a 15% shield, so it's not really big enough to do a whole lot. But it is one way you could hypothetically build him if you're really trying to build him super tanky and like maybe a stall team defense, because I think that's one way to do it. But all right, let's take a look here. Let's increase. We're going to do this with increased attack. Now, obviously, we got Helm Smasher on both of these champions, so let's do Georgid first, and let's see what Georgid does on the A3. 322k, nice, nice. We'll just hit with the A1. Now, I don't know if Helm Smasher procced or even if Georgid's passive procced. We also didn't have any decrease defense there, so we're going to leave that out for a second just to get a quick little test of his his stone skin beater. So this is his A2 that is similar to George's A3. What the hell? I mean, like, bro, are you kidding me, dude? I think that tells you everything you need to know right there, guys. You just saw it right there. Now, again, it's hard to control variables. This isn't a super scientific test, but holy crap, bro. I'm like blown away by that. What in the freaking world? Georgid kills somebody and gets an extra turn. This dude takes off a freaking quarter. That's it, a quarter of their HP bar? What the hell? Are you kidding me, dude? That is so much worse than I thought. Holy crap, that is bad. I knew it was bad from using him in Classic Arena, but I did not know that it could be that bad. Let's do this test again. Let's do it again. Good God. That's literally, what is that? Almost a fifth of what Georgia does? That is horrendously bad. Holy wow. We're not going to increase attack this time. We'll just hit over here and we'll just see what Georgia does without the increased attack. 190 without the increased attack, right? Now we're actually going to be able to hit this person again. So maybe there's a difference in defense. We're really trying to control as much as we can here, guys. Obviously it's super tough, but let's see what Fatalis can do. The Blade Master, here we go. 126. 126. Okay, that's better. That's better. So maybe he procced Helm Smasher this time. Maybe he didn't last time. Maybe Georgia didn't. I don't know. There's so many variables here. It's impossible for me to keep track. I wish it would just tell me Helm Smasher. You know what I mean? I wish it would just say like, yes, Helm Smasher. Does it say it? I don't think it does. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's take a look at the A3 from Fatalis here. So we got decreased defense and weaken up here. Let's see what the A3 hits for. This is basically the nuke. That sucks. Just straight up, that's bad. That I can guarantee you is bad, regardless of buffs. 427, 462. Again, we're getting increased attacks, so Georgid is getting that benefit, but still, that's still so bad. He just doesn't do damage. That's really what it boils down to. He does not do damage. And it is so frustrating because his kit is incredible on paper, but his multipliers betray him. They betray him so freaking hard. It is, we're gonna do this one more time because I want to get another view here, but his multipliers just screw him up. Hey, 217 that time. We definitely procced Helm Smasher on George at that time. Again, without any type of increased attack right there, right? We procced either his passive or something, because that's the kind of damage I expect from Georgia. So there we go. Let's just boost up again. And again, we can't really do it on the same champion, so we'll have to do this one more time. But we'll just go over here. 107. I mean, it's just, I think it's so frustrating when you get a champ like this. You happen to pull him and he just can't compete. He cannot compete. All he is doing at the current like values of his multipliers is watering down the void champion pool. And again, keep in mind, I'm approaching this from the perspective of high-end arena, right? If you're not high-end arena, if you're like gold 5, he's great. You know what I mean? You're going to be super excited with him. But if you are a high-end arena player and you're looking for a champion that can literally be used to counter some of the most annoying metas in the game currently, what, dude, he didn't even kill the dude. He was like 3/4 health with decreased defense and weaken. That's his AoE. That's just not good, man. That's not freaking good. That is very, very bad. Let's do one more test. I want to proc his secret skill. But, oh, man, it's like, it drives me crazy when they release champions like this that don't Like, they don't compete. And again, I get it that he has this passive that seems broken, right? You know, you can't crit on him if he has a shield, but it's only if he places the shield himself. It doesn't work, to my testing so far, I'm pretty sure, with stuff like Necrit Shield or other champion shields or bolster shields. It does not work, which is good because that would be insanely broken. But keep in mind, he's not going to have an incredibly massive shield, you know what I mean? Like, that you can't get rid of. You're not going to build this champion in bolster, because then you're losing damage. He already doesn't hit for any damage as it is, and he's in Savage to get more ignore defense. So why, oh why, is he built to where he does basically no real damage when you need him to? Super frustrating, super frustrating. Again, this is coming from having tested him. I have tested him in Arena extensively. Tons of classic Arena battles, hoping, praying, like, yes, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe he's better than I think. Nope, he's not. I mean, still didn't kill this champion, even with decreased defense and weaken. Remember, last round, Georgia killed this girl with nothing. With no increased attack and with no debuffs. Such a bummer. Such a freaking bummer. Let's speed this up because I want to see what his secret skill does. Which, you know, on paper, again, sounds awesome. But, you know, on paper doesn't mean much if the multipliers aren't there, guys. That's really what this boils down to. On paper means essentially nothing if you don't have multipliers ready to rock. All right, this is kind of tough to test here because I got to get all of these skills used. With Georgia in the team, I might have to get rid of Georgia just because Georgia's too good. Georgia literally dominating everything for me. All right, let's see. We can do, let's go with the A1 here. Okay, solid A1. Not bad. Didn't get the extra turn. He did put a self shield up there. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got the secret skill, True Charge Slash. Okay. He's going to ignore 50% defense guaranteed. So let's see if this at least does something crazy, right? And again, this is like the Taurus killer. Cool animation. Bro, oh my God, bro. Didn't even kill her with decreased defense and weaken, dude. I mean, there you go. You're seeing it right here. You know, you're seeing it right here. Meanwhile, Georgia just threw up 341K with, I don't even know if that increased attack or not. You know, let's take him into Arena. let's continue the showcase. And look, I hate being negative about new champions. I really do. I want to be hyped out of my mind when I get these champions. Like when I pulled him, I was mildly enthused. I was like, I know, you know, there's a lot of talk about him being bad, but maybe people are just wrong. I'm not even in Plat Arena, so we won't even be able to do a Plat showcase with him here, but we'll find, let's see if we can find any kind of team. That or I'll have to just grind up quickly, but any kind of team that is actually solid. Yeah, okay, here we go. This is a solid team. Yeah, we can work with this. We can work with this. This is a 33 million player power team. We can work with this. I've tried him against Taurus and Richka, by the way, guys, and he just gets worked. He doesn't have enough damage to take them down before they kill him. It's genuinely embarrassing. You know, it's truly embarrassing. Now I could run him with Sifi, but I'm running Arbiter here basically just for increased speed to try to make sure I go first. Obviously, Hegemon, you don't really see defenses like this anymore with Hegemon, which, you know, certainly paying dividends here. We'll see if we can get him a turn. One nice thing is decreased, you know, attack. Obviously, you can't increase his damage unless you're using, like, I think there's one champion who does it. I can't remember which one it is or what the name is. I know it's an Ogryn's Tribe champion, but we'll just put this up here. They've got increased defense up. Let's get his turn. Let's go with the A3. I mean, if that's Taurus, everybody's dead. You know, heck, that doesn't even have to be Taurus. That could be, you know, Georgian, and you hypothetically have a chance of killing everyone there. That could be, who else does like an incredible nuke? I mean, you could do Garal. You could do the Lizard. You could do so many champions they've released recently that right there doesn't happen. And that's his issue. That's why he's bad. He just doesn't do enough damage. Now, there's a school of thought that because he's a limited time champion, maybe that's why they've made him bad. But I don't buy that. I don't expect him to be God tier, like incredible best champion in the game, but I expect him to be good. He's not even good. He's not even good. And again, him putting a self shield to avoid a crit doesn't really matter when you've got a Taurus barreling down on you, killing everybody else on your squad, you know what I mean, with one nuke so that he's the only dude left. He's not going to do enough damage to take Taurus out anyway or kill the rest of the team. He's just going to get whittled down over time, So it's not really viable if you don't have a champion that can do big boy damage. And he just can't. He just can't. Super disappointing. Looks incredible. And again, on paper, one of the best kits in the game, without a doubt. Like truly an incredible kit on paper. But in practice, lacking. Sorely, sorely lacking. Man, are there any other really good teams here we can test on? I promise you, again, we're not even in Platinum Arena right now. I promise you it's even worse in Plat. It's much worse in Plat. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to get to Plat so you can see. I need you to see how bad he is. Give me a moment. Let me get to Plat. Let's really do this showcase justice. All right, guys, we're back. We're in Platinum Arena. I just had to finish this off. Let's get one good Taurus and Marichka team that we can fight to just really drive home the point. Oh, here's one. Wow, we even got the lizard on this too. Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know if that actually, I feel like I'd have a chance to beat this. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm getting a little cocky here. Let's see if we can shut it down. Let's see how well this is built. Again, my take is higher, like high level arena specific. So always keep that in mind when you're hearing me talk about champions. It's always through the lens of a higher level arena player, not the free to play player, not the, let's see if we can kill through Stone Skin. Here we go. Oh, that's okay. Obviously, we got UDK, so no surprise there. Here comes the lizard. Let's see if he survives. Well, Arbiter's dead. He's locked out now. Now we're in deep trouble. But that's just the lizard. You know what I mean? Like the lizard's the lizard. But okay, let's see if we can get the A1. Okay, UDK blocks that. We got the extra turn though. Let's attack all enemies. Okay, we did kill the lizard. We did survive. Nice. Because we did have that shield up, but look how little damage we did. Look at this. We did almost no damage to Taurus with that AoE. Didn't even kill the Marichka. Again, and this is, like, frankly, this is, Plarium has created this problem where champions now have to be so good in order to compete with these two because they refuse, again, to fix it. Like, this is his best case scenario. He just sits here and he doesn't die. Cool. But he's not going to do enough damage to ever stop him. I mean, that's his secret skill that ignores 50% of defense, by the way. Like, what the... man. That's, by the way, that's only a 19 million player power. Taurus Marichka. Hold on, let's see if we can find another one. 16 million? All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get a little action here. Let's see what we got. Okay, obviously Crixie can reset. So he's going to reset. Here come the buffs. Can I do anything? Let's try to hit. Okay, we obviously took the crit there again because it's not him putting the shield up. So even though we're in bolster, he didn't get a chance to put his own shield. So he did get critted. He survived. Cool. Awesome. But he's stunned now. Because the other thing too is like, unlike attack-based nukers that you can hide with Georgian or with Necrit, he's not going to be the first choice to get hidden. So his HP works against him when you're trying to like deal with debuffs and stuff like that. Oh man, I can't help but laugh. I can't help but laugh. Sometimes I wonder if they actually test these champions. Like, do they actually go in and test this stuff? Because I don't know how you release this without making him actually able to compete. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. Hey, there you go. He doesn't get crit. Okay, nice. Nice. Oh, went through the shield there. Yep. Okay. Good night. What are you going to do, guys? You know, I can't help but laugh. I want this champion to be good. Again, it's this really cool collab with Monster Hunter. So you'd want for this champion to be good. Like, not decent, but like good, great. Like a great champion. He's not. He's bad. He's bad. And it's a bummer. It's a bummer that he is this bad. And again, your only hope here is that he's buffed. And given the track record over the last year, that could happen 2 years from now, or it could not happen at all. So I don't know. Maybe someone decides that they need to make him better. That's my only hope. I really wish this were a more positive video, guys. Again, I don't want to be negative about this, but I also don't want to lie to you. I don't want to do a showcase where you see a champion and I'm like, oh, look at how awesome he is, when he's clearly not, you know? So there's only one thing holding him back from being somewhat viable, and that is he needs a significant damage boost. Not like 20%, but like a solid 50 to 60 to 70% damage boost on his multipliers to have any chance of being relevant in the current meta, which again is not going away because they won't balance champions at all. So if he has another event that comes up, unless you're a champion collector, do not pull for him under any circumstances. Save your shards. Pull for Taurus or Taras. Pull for Georgian. Pull for anybody else that's a top tier nuker already. Do not pull for him. He's not worth it. So sorry, boys. Really wish it were different, but that's just the way it is. That's the truth. Hope you enjoyed the showcase. And again, fingers crossed, maybe they buff him and maybe all of this means nothing down the road. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the support as always. I'll catch you later. Big Papa Drock out.